welcome to Bad After Dark, where we get a little bit loud, we get a little bit loud, we get a little bit raunchy, and we get a lot in your face. So, let's see who we got here. We got Willtail Dogface, Guido, Mercury, Robin O'Rourke, and Jamie Earl. Yeah, I like that one too. So, how's everybody doing this evening? I got a little bit of a throwback for you. Hey, Corey, how you doing, girlfriend? No Dead Air, Shanny and Rev. Talking about reptilians. This is back 10/17 of 24.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Rev and Shanny Show. Live. If you want to do some breathing exercises, now
I'll blow it out your ass.
Now is the time to do them. I will not be doing said breathing exercises because I don't need, not currently.
Blow it out
I'm
your
very
ass.
much medicated, and I'm really starting to get used to these fucking medications that they put me on. And I'm very, most of the time, focused and not too loud, which is very good for Shanny, like big time. So, tonight,
Fuck her.
we have decided to do a special on some fucking alien. That's all I know what it's about. I can't discuss with you what it is, because I have no fucking idea.
Hey, Freddie.
All I know is that I'm wearing my Reptar shirt.
Gentlemen.
And any day that I'm wearing my Reptar shirt is a good day. For me, anyway. I loved Rugrats.
Hey,
as a
fart
kid.
boy,
So
how
what
you
the hell do you
doing?
think we're going to be watching
Hey,
tonight, folks?
Hatfield,
It's
how you
called
doing?
Who They Are, full alien documentary by J. Horton Films. That's literally all we know. So, let's go to which one do we want, honey? You want Man Baby? It's probably the best for this.
Yes.
Here we go with alien shit.
Attracted to that idea of there's something else.
This is what's happening. This is what's going on. And this is why they are doing it and what they want.
They're really not aliens, okay?
They're not coming here from distant star systems.
They don't necessarily want us to know that they are here.
Just a mountain, a hole opens up in a mountain, and UFOs are shooting out of it.
That's when he saw this tall gray that was standing in his doorway.
As soon as we realized that this is what's going on,
So, we already see where they're going with this, folks. Their ideology is that they're not from out there, they're from here. Ultra-terrestrial. And that's,
Yes.
and I believe that is the case, personally.
Oh, please.
I believe that too.
I'll
Want to say
believe
hello
that
to the
shit.
people?
Go ahead.
Hello, Aries Chick, Mike, Deanne, Jacob, Bloop Nation, Ash, out of the ashes. The name of the doc is Who They Are. Who are they? Who are you?
Who they are. Who's the they? That's always the infamous question, because schizophrenics constantly talk about they. Who's they? We're going to find out.
everything clicked into place and started making sense.
UFOs. Scary. Elusive. What in the cosmos are they? Where did they zip in from? And what clandestine agendas do they harbor on our humble Earth? These questions might tickle the mind or send shivers down the spine, depending on who you ask. Yes, my friends, UFOs, or UAPs as they now want us to call them, are undeniably real.
We've seen every show on it and read so much about it. And I kept seeing these people looking up at the sky going, who are they? What do they want? You know, this poor person keeps getting abducted and they don't understand it. And we had a theory on it.
For centuries, perhaps.
Theory is that they're ultra-terrestrial.
Yes, do you want to keep the mic on the whole time because it's pretty low? So,
Sure.
Yeah, we'll see how it is. I believe that this theory is the most likely one because one place we definitely see these things go is into the ocean. We're going to definitely do a Bill Cooper special at some point. Probably listen to some Hour of the Time Mystery Babylon series.
Humpty Hump.
I dedicate myself that to you guys. When I get my own computer, it doesn't look like anybody out there is going to help me with that, so fine. When I finally get my first paycheck, I'm going to invest in my own system, and I'm going to be doing probably... I could review and play for everybody every Hour of the Time broadcast, and it's worth doing, because he gives you everything you need to know about New World Order shit.
I think I've been researching too much Diddy things because I'm seeing things that I shouldn't be seeing in this picture right here. Like, I mean, look at this.
I see. Oh my God, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
There's a Diddy head, like right up in there.
No, and his Diddy junk too.
Oh my God, see, but that's pareidolia.
That is pareidolia of someone, enjoying their Johnson. It's in the stars, folks.
Mike wants to club with you. Absolutely, Mike.
You want to club?
Mercury's been a member for 5 months. Let's see what she has to say.
I will be singing karaoke the whole night.
Let's see what she has to say. Anyway, the ocean is great. Big fan. I'm glad you liked it. Thanks for supporting the channel and supporting me and what we do here. You're awesome sauce, sweetie. Thanks for being there. Thanks for, everything. I appreciate you. I appreciate you down to my little black heart. You know it, Freddie. Hey, Shiloh, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Timu, I would enjoy if anyone would like to donate some blessings to us, because we're running low on the food.
We are. It happens, We got to the end of the food stamps, and it was all fresh, beautiful, wonderful food we had, but the money's gone. So
yes,
please, if you can, we got the links down there. You can donate. We love you. Thank you for whatever you can do. $1, $2, $3. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Fred,
turtles!
Triple Threat OnlyFans with Shanny. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ! No males.
Anyway,
Nah, there's no males involved with that, Mike. Like for real, it's required fee.
I like turtles. Hey, Freddie, I see you reading a Cat in a Hat over there. Stop moving your lips.
Female content. Female content. Required female partner in the throuple. That's a requirement. It's required. I apologize, but that's just the way it is. But you have fun, whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about. Out of the ashes of me striking people. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
Like, go away. Stop causing drama.
Yeah.
When there is none.
There is none.
Sorry. Maybe
no, it's not new. It's old. It's a throwback, Harry.
We have not hit flag on one video.
That's right.
That's it.
I haven't flagged no one.
She's flagged nobody.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, go somewhere else if you want drama.
Right?
Perhaps millennia. The skies have set the stage for these mysterious visitors. According to the dedicated folks at the UFO Reporting Center, which has been keeping tabs on these celestial anomalies for nearly half a century, over 150,000 sightings have been cataloged in the United States alone. That's an average of over 3,000 per year, with a startling spike to over 6,000 in 2019. And let's whisper a chilling truth. These reported incidents are likely just a fraction of the actual encounters.
When I saw my first UFO, it was at nighttime, about maybe 9:30 at night. It was in like January or February. It must have been about 1970, 71. I just happened to be looking out the front door, and there was this large orange globe that was
I never told anyone I flagged another
500 feet high in the air, and it was just moving from south to north
Nice try.
at an even pace, kind of slow, and then it kind
We
of
have not
paused,
hit one
and then
flag
it continued
button
on to
anywhere.
the north.
Nope.
And I was just
Neither one
staring
of
at it
us,
thinking,
so I don't know what you mean.
Is that an airplane? But it doesn't have running lights, and it's moving too slow, and it's an orange globe.
Rob Bresnahan took over his family company as a
He
teenager.
looks like fucking Superman Clark Kent. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, yeah. With Stifler and no, excuse me.
No.
Ashton Kutcher mixed in.
Maybe, yeah.
It's that 70s show. Like, totally. He's apparently a really out there conservative. I don't know. I think.
My God.
Yeah, I know. Tell
I
me
ain't
about
talking
it.
about it anymore. I don't care. Be mad, weirdos.
You want to know what happened?
Sold it to a foreign private equity
Why
firm.
don't we
Invested in China.
continue to be mad?
This is
For
pretty
tax
simple
breaks
what
to
happened.
millionaires like
Pick it up
him
with my husband
and risk
last
your
night.
Social Security. Don't let Rob Bresnahan sell you out, too.
I'll tell you what happened.
If you're going to do it,
YouTube
set a
algorithm
record.
worked.
Yes.
We did nothing.
There you go.
The YouTube algorithm worked. That's what happened, guys. That's it. Because we're actually making fucking content here. Our own.
You're making content, huh? You're making non-tent. By the time I'm done commenting on it, it becomes content. You know, because, you know, I end up interacting with my audience and we end up talking about something that's more interesting than what you're talking about. And you're just background noise. Because this is the phase where y'all started getting really, really boring, except for whenever y'all started fighting. Oh, those are fun times when y'all fight. And you know, Shanny, I wouldn't take that shit off Rev, and Rev, I wouldn't take that shit off Shanny. You know, I'd have a little talk with each other.
Commentary, not 100% of somebody else's video. Do you fucking understand that?
To block ads or get paid to see them.
You hate that we're telling
and
you
once I
to
started
do
using
content.
it, I was
Leave.
shocked at how much
Go
of my
somewhere
content was
else.
actually ads. Like this whole top row on Amazon, ads. Like I can actually see the content I want to see.
Thank you,
And the
YouTube,
coolest part is that
for
we're
being YouTube.
Thank you.
So we
YouTube.
should dismiss the thought that this is merely a fringe phenomenon.
Have we seen UFOs? Yes, I have.
I have.
Oh my God. Yes, he's a Hershey Kiss.
Observed by the eccentrics among us.
You
This
need
is a
the tinfoil
persistent,
hat, without a doubt,
worldwide
bro.
enigma that has even the most skeptical scientists scratching their heads.
It was 2005 before I saw my first one.
Hey,
I was
Shaza.
driving and looking through the
That's
windshield
around my
ahead, and it was a bright white light in the sky, about maybe twice the brightness and
How you
size
doing,
of, say,
Shallow?
Venus. And at first I thought, oh, it's a plane coming into Palm Springs Airport, but it didn't
Wah, 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 wah.
have the blinking running lights like planes have,
Thank you, Kyle Parker.
and it wasn't behaving like a plane. It was
I don't
sort of
work
just
there.
hovering.
Quantum
It was
Foundry,
moved
I don't work
slowly,
there.
and then
That's the
it went
company
over
that's
the
taking
highway
care of
in front of
Shanny.
us
I don't work
and
there.
stopped. We were hurtling towards it at about 65 miles an hour, and it got brighter and brighter and brighter. And I'm not sure if it was moving towards us and us to it,
This is
or
what's gonna happen now
what.
that we're live.
But it
You
got
are
brighter and
losing.
brighter until
I
it was
ain't
about
looking
half
at
the
anything.
brightness of
No,
the
let's just
moon.
ignore it.
Yep, that's what I'm
And
doing.
it took
We got a
off
fun thing
so
going
quickly
vibrate.
that visually it streaked out into a line, and the line collapsed in on itself. I would have guessed it was traveling at 20,000 miles an hour. It was gone over the northern horizon in less than a quarter of a second. Just that fast. You know, a white light in the sky could be any number of things, right? But not when it moves at 20,000 miles an hour. And also, it didn't, like, ramp up to 20,000 miles an hour. It instantly went at this speed. The inertia would have been...
Hi, Ruby. How are you, darling girl?
There's evidence in the chat of absolute evil stalking. I'm
Yes.
just going to say that. That's all I'm going to say.
Evil stalking? Evil stalking. What are they calling your house? Sitting outside your window and peeking in? Maybe you need to be nicer to your stalkers like I am mine. I leave lawn chairs out and drinks and snacks and stuff. That way they don't dox me. The nicer you are to your stalkers, the less likely they are to do something fucked up to you. Hey, y'all like them cookies I set out last time?
Unbelievable. Any human-made craft or human being would have been squashed against the wall. All the equipment in the plane would have been squashed against the wall, moving like that.
So, how fast are these things? There have been actual reports, allegedly reliable ones, that have clocked these mysterious crafts moving at speeds that, well, we're talking hold on to your hat somewhere in the ballpark of 15,000 miles per hour. Yes, you heard that right. And no, they're not earning frequent flyer miles.
That's ridiculous fast. That's
Or more accurately, they're not moving by any propulsion system we know of because it's not a propulsion system.
That's true.
They know how to utilize and manipulate electromagnetism.
That's why you see things spinning.
Yes, a sphere in a sphere, that would work. You equalize gravity with the spinning, and then they just know how to manipulate it. They know how to manipulate electromagnetic energy. That's what's going on. 100%.
It's true.
What's the matter, Free Plus Tax? You don't like snickerdoodles? What kind of cookie do you want? And what kind of drinks do you want next time? Shit. I mean, I'm running out of ideas.
It's like they walk in the
what
sky.
was in Spaceballs?
Amazing.
Ludicrous speed.
And it's real.
So obviously,
How you doing, Free Plus
that's
Tax?
the UFO phenomenon. It can't be anything else.
What are these craft? Who pilots them? Why do they visit us?
All right, Ruby. She did a good job for her wife, if you know what I mean. Good job.
So frequently, is there a covert alliance with the government? There are many theories out there, some fairly mundane. Some of them are really out there. Today, we're going to cover one of those theories.
Okay, Free
Brace
Plus
yourself.
Tax.
These answers
I'll
might
make sure to
just
do
be
that
as
next
shocking
time.
as the unexpected phenomena itself.
My wife and I, Leslie, we actually sat down and talked with my brother Philip about some of the things that had happened to him. When he turned 16, yes, he had 3 events in a row that happened to him. The first night, he was
I'm
awakened
doing pretty
by
good.
these 2
Can't
bright,
complain.
like UFOs, these bright lights that were shining inside, just outside his bedroom window. And he looked at them, and then he blacked out. For a few seconds, trying to figure out, is it flashlights? It wasn't flashlights. So the next night, he was awakened by what he called a scrabbling sound underneath his bed, and he just thought it was one of the cats. So he's going to go, put his hand down there and pet the cat, whatever. And instead, a hand grabbed his arm. He blacked out. And so the following night was, again, he was awakened in the middle of the night, and that's when he saw this tall gray that was standing in his doorway.
It's fascinating, really. UFO sightings aren't just the domain of sci-fi enthusiasts who wear tinfoil hats and attend yearly conventions. Although, let's be honest,
He's beautiful.
I know. That's a man that knows what's actually happening.
What, do I need to set up a bleachers now? Start charging admission?
Did you get this?
I know, right?
Mel Gibson conspiracy theory. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Well, there's signs. They wore the freaking tinfoil hats.
Oh, my God, that's right. That does happen in that movie.
It does. We should.
No,
signs
this is
again.
an old
Well,
one, Donna
we got
Cat.
it on
Sorry.
iTunes, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I think we do. Yeah, we need to.
they do add a bit of color to the mix. No, these reports come from folks
It's
of
a throwback.
every kind. From the farmer in Nebraska who swears the lights above his cornfield weren't from the local team's drone, to the pilot cruising at 30,000 feet who glimpses a fast mover that isn't on her radar. And let's not forget the teacher,
Right into
baker,
the danger
and
zone.
yes, even the candlestick maker. It seems looking up into the night sky and spotting something otherworldly is one of the few hobbies that doesn't discriminate based on your day job. Everyone's a potential witness in the grand cosmic court, where the jury's still out, but the intrigue is unanimous.
What happened to me when I was 18, it appeared to me as a blue-white entity, but bright. I was literally afraid to sleep in that bedroom the next night, so I didn't.
Man,
Hey,
Deanna.
Speedy
so-
I wore
Roman.
my work clothes from the day before, and I slept on the living room couch. I awoke about 5:30 in the morning, and I was laying on my back, and I know I was awake. I looked at my piano, thinking about what I was going to play that day. Heard the fountain in the other room. I was awake, but I'm not going to get up at 5:30. And then from behind me, it was like this
Damn,
entity
you don't want much,
knew that I
do
was
ya?
awake. And again, this tall,
Hell
skinny
no, you don't
entity
want much.
came from the front door, like this, came right through the front door, brought all this blue-white light in with it. The whole room was filled with blue-white light, and it was blue-white.
Are you sure you weren't sleeping, bud? I mean, it could be like a dream within a dream type thing, man.
I mean, in my experience, because I have had an experience where I think something came in my house and took me.
Well, yeah.
I have had that experience. You can tell the difference, Shannon. Yes, between a dream and where the reality splits from the dream.
Well,
I thought that happened
if
every
I'm
time
in
she ran.
lucid dreaming mode.
Like
yeah.
she was on a
You can tell
treadmill.
the difference.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Like recently, I've been telling you about this.
What's with the blue-white light? What the fuck is that?
I don't
Hey,
know.
Blue.
I can tell. I've told Shani this a few times that I've been having a
Chaparita
reoccurring
became
deal
a member. Little
where
Batley.
I wake up. I go,
Chaparita
okay, I know
became a
I'm dreaming. I look at my
member.
hands. They're smaller than they
Yay!
normally are in
I
the
gotta
dream.
sing the damn song. Welcome to our club. Welcome to our club. Welcome, 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 welcome to our club. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. And welcome to the club. Check out the emojis down below that I made just for y'all. And there will be a Bad After Dark members only. I just don't know when. I promise. And we'll do some throwback Corky and throwback Helton and other stuff that other than Channy. And you don't have an excuse not to be there.
That's weird.
Huh.
But the next thing I see is a bright light, and I see these guys in hazmat outfits. And the guys say to me, you got to remember this. You got to remember this. Please, when you wake up, remember this. And it's like radioactive everywhere, I think.
Crazy.
That, I believe, is because they're going to drop the nuke. They've made the decision to do it. It's just when.
How credible is this guy? I don't know. He's just telling a story.
Yeah, we don't really know that. I mean,
dude's just telling his story.
Yeah.
Why does he have to be not credible? Because he's telling a story that's kind of interesting and weird.
This is a testimony of seeing something that's otherworldly that he can't explain. It's his story.
I know, right?
That's what we're hearing.
Right? Where is the phone?
It's here. I put it on silent because I ain't dealing with that.
Thank you.
Every time we do a show, this guy wants, what do you call it? Clout, you could say. Because I keep saying his name. Guess what? The person that's messaging me, I know you're listening to this because you're a psychopath. I'm never mentioning your name ever again. You're dead in my mind. You're that evil.
They're all dead. They're all dead in my mind.
Yep, it's appropriate. You live in D.C.
I'm not talking.
You know what? Y'all are clout chasers. Y'all do anything to get a little bit of fucking attention. I'll admit it. Hell, I like the fucking attention. Why else do you think I do this shit? That and entertaining people. It's exactly why I do it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't like the attention. Now, wouldn't I?
Talking about these people.
Me neither. I'm done.
Well, stop bringing them up.
Stop by my right-hand side. Immediately, the whole right side of my body becomes paralyzed. And it bent down, and it whispered in my ear, not in my head, but in my ear, said, "Hi, Steve." And I'm thinking, I want to see your face. I want to see who you are. And I can't quite see its face. And so half of me was really excited. The other half of me was scared. Then I black out.
Now the real question,
Ugh.
the one that keeps folks...
So fucking ugly. People are asking if you're part alien. What do you think?
You know what? I'm going to tell you something, bitch. To them, you're probably ugly as fuck. To them, we probably look like shit. With hair on us and all that shit. They probably think we look gross. You know, that's a little short-sighted of you, Miss Know-It-All.
The answer is
Who? Me?
no, them.
Oh, them. The guy?
Yeah. What do you think the answer is? Do you think Rev is part alien?
Folks at NASA up at night? not to mention a few curious folks like us, is exactly what are these beings?
Currently part
Are they
Archangel.
tourists from across the galaxy
Emergency
just
avatar.
popping by to snap some photos of the Earth for their extraterrestrial Instagram? Or are they perhaps long-lost relatives who figured it was time to drop in for a cosmic family reunion? And here's where it gets even stickier. There's a chance that they might not even be from space.
That's it.
Theories at the time were
You're
that
right.
these beings are coming
Hey,
from
Miss
all different
Mud Duck.
star systems. The tall white ones are
Hi, Michelle. How are you, darling?
I don't believe anything's coming from out
coming
there.
from the Pleiades, and the blue ones are from the Arcturus, and from all these different places around, right?
Nope,
the more I
that's a
tried
lie.
to apply that theory to our data, it kept not aligning.
I'm
But
not.
I think these UFOs
Wow,
were seen
son.
way too often.
I
They were
think
seen
it's
like
awesome.
10,000 times a year, every year, for hundreds of years, and going back maybe even thousands of years. So just the
Probably.
number of sightings was
Probably,
straining credulity
Speedy
that
Roman.
they could be coming from a distant star systems. It would have to be so easy they could just literally open a door and walk through to our universe. That's how it would have to be that easy for them to come.
Well, I know that certain
They probably walked into the first dwelling they saw, which was their house. Could barely stand the smell. Then saw that gigantic thing laying on its side, snoring away with its sleep apnea. And they're like, good. If this is representative of what this species is like, they are not even close to being ready. Let's get the hell out of here. And let's roll up the windows and lock the doors.
is working on a freaking portal.
Do you know that?
In Miami, they talk about these beings coming out of a portal. It's always portals.
Here to come here so
Now,
often.
It's not out
A
of
question we
freaking
get all the
face
time is
off.
how do you do culinary school
Portals.
online? And the way we do it is by focusing.
A lot
Maybe
of
they got
the
superior
UFO
technology
sightings
now.
that
Well, there's
I
portals in
was
Enoch,
finding
so.
were talking
There you
about
go.
them coming up out of the planet somehow. They're coming up out of a lake, or they're coming up out of the ocean,
Yeah.
or out of a volcano, or to the side of a ridge, or a mesa, or just a
Out of
mountain.
the ashes,
hole
let
at the
me
top of a
ask you
mountain, and
something.
The fact is, we've never seen anything really come in through space.
Let me ask you something. If you were an alien, would you really want to probe that bitch? I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't no way my probe is getting anywhere near that bitch if I'm an alien. Nothing I probe with is getting anywhere near that bitch. I'd be worried that she had acid for blood. And then if I cut her open, that a bunch of little shanties would just pop out and start running around all over the place and start taking over. That is my assessment.
That's true.
Never. We have seen tons of eyewitness footage that's real of them going in the water.
Yep.
They're ultra terrestrial. That's what I believe, definitely.
clothes are shooting out of it. I kept hearing these kinds of things, and so they're not coming from up down, they're coming from down up.
So around about the time when I hit 30, I started doing my own research because of a very strange event that happened when I was married to my ex-wife. I still don't know what to make about it this day.
You have a lot of strange events when you're married to your ex, let me just tell you. I know how that works.
Ah.
I don't know what to make about it. My wife was a strange fucking woman, and we saw aliens together.
That's awesome.
My ex-wife was a school teacher, and she was getting ready to go to school. It's
Tell
about
the
5:30.
other
She always
aliens
get
to
up
do
early,
it.
you know.
But
So
hey,
anyway, so she's in the
hey.
bathroom getting dressed, and I'm trying to go back to sleep.
Hey, think of this scenario. Think of this one. Think of this one. All right. Yeah, I walk in here. I've been there a while. I got some seniority, and I see this big beast on the table. And she's up there. And I look at the other doctors. I'm not touching that thing. No way. Look at that nasty thing. Get the intern to do it. Get the intern. Oh, intern.
Sleep, and I hear this distinctive sound of a Harley Davidson.
Too early.
Red. And this is 5:30 in the morning in January. So it's
Maybe your wife was cheating on you with some dude on a Harley Davidson at 5:30 in the morning.
Hey, raccoon man.
No, it has to be the aliens.
She willingly cheated with Pontine members.
Bastards.
dark. And we lived on the second floor of the condo in the courtyard of a condominium park, right? Well, who the hell is revving a Harley Davidson at 5:30 in the morning? It was loud. So I got out of bed, I looked out the window.
God, I bet if you like on that side right there, she's showing
Rock,
all
paper,
of the
scissors.
You know, I could take the seat right under there. I mean, no kidding.
He like, hi Lizzie, how are you?
What's up, Lucy?
How are you, darling?
God bless you. We love you. That's some B-roll. That's some B-roll.
Tell
She's
you what a
showing it
fresh
all,
one.
man.
This doctor's like, yeah, we got to use this once at least.
Yeah, she's showing where the babies are made.
That's clicks right there.
Yeah,
You get it?
right?
Cut off jean shorts.
And
God damn.
There's nobody there. That was really odd. And so I went back, tried to go back to sleep, and then it happened again, even louder this time. So I rolled onto my back, and then all of a sudden, all these beings just appear in my room. Weirdly dressed, somewhat animals, and they were like attacking me, holding me down, and I could not stop it. Then I finally got out of that. No, I wasn't in a dream, and I don't agree with talk like that. I must be losing my mind, according to our research. That they really are part of the human experience that goes back to a splitting of our races about 13,000 years ago.
Where's the new guy? We got to get the new guy on this.
What?
Zachariah Sitchin.
Oh,
born in
man, you're going
1820,
for it.
became famous, or infamous, depending on how you look at it, for his interpretations of ancient Sumerian texts. Now, according to him, these texts weren't just historical records. Oh no. He believed they told the story of extraterrestrial...
Fuck that. Where's Vaughn? We need Vaughn to take care of that alien right there.
That shotgun.
Really? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if he had slugs or buckshot.
I guess not.
I'm not sure. We gotta review it with Vaughn. Like, did he have buckshot or solid slugs?
Probably.
You got a solid slug, that thing is dead.
Dude.
Buckshot could probably survive it.
Dude, we should put that song on that's on, like, Mars Attacks, and their heads will blow up.
Oh my god, that's it. It probably works. Because everything is frequency. It really is. Like, even energy
I bet they talk like this.
in real life. The clicks.
The clicks.
It's possible.
Guaranteed clicks.
Just a little reminder for folks, we love that you're here. Hit the thumbs up. Become a member if you want to. And if you can, because we have no money for foods, donate down below. Thank you.
Yes.
We love you. God bless you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You should do a live alien watch with Vaughn.
That'd be sick.
That'd be awesome.
We got to go to a park.
We got to get a hold of Vaughn. Does someone know how to get a hold of Vaughn?
Does he have a YouTube?
Where's Sabella? She always knows how to get a hold of people.
Yeah. Does Vaughn have a channel on YouTube again? Or is he gone? Is he somewhere else? Vaughn Helton, people.
Someone tell me. I need to know about Vaughn.
We need to know where Vaughn is.
Yeah.
Foods. We need foods.
Well, happy birthday, Vixen.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
I haven't gotten fucking paid yet, Sarah. And I'm getting sick of not being paid. So, working on that as soon as possible.
Krista has his email. Thank you.
That would work, Krista. Thank you. Welcome, Krista.
Has anyone had a spotting of J-Dubs?
Oh, boy. I hope he's around. I don't see him on
maybe he's still in jail. I don't know.
I don't see him on Steam, right?
I don't know.
He's always on Steam when he's okay. because he's constantly playing something.
Material visitors.
Oh, sorry, I just started that shit, man.
He's like me when I was 15. He was always playing something. Always. Oh my god. Losers.
You're a loser.
Sorry you guys lost and the YouTube algorithm got you. Sorry. It's tough beans.
It happens.
Known as the Anunnaki. According to Sitchin, well, they weren't just any visitors. They were the architects of human civilization.
Black market
He argued that these
semaglutide.
beings came from a hidden planet in our solar system. Now, this planet supposedly has an elongated orbit, bringing it near Earth every 3,600 years or so. Sitchin's books, particularly starting with the 12th planet, explore the idea that the Anunnaki come to the Earth in search of resources, specifically gold, which they needed to stabilize their own planet's atmosphere.
Oh, is that what it was for? I didn't know that.
And here's the kicker.
They eat it,
He
too.
suggested that the Anunnaki genetically engineered the first humans as laborers to mine this gold.
Lie. Sorry.
Well, it could be the Neanderthals, and that's why there's, they don't exist anymore.
Well, you either got a plumb line for truth or not, and I do, and it's the Bible, and that's not what that's not what it says.
The engineering of the first humans could also be the Anunnaki. Or not the Anunnaki, but the,
Elohim.
Yeah.
Anunnaki Elohim.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, look, that it is true that it's...
I can't disregard these ancient humans,
Well, be careful with Sitchin.
Yeah.
Okay? How the
true.
fuck did he translate them? I think he wrote a story. That's what Amanda Breck believes, and I trust Amanda Breck, really. Sitchin wrote...
Yeah, listen to what Amanda Breck has to say. Amanda Breck is crazy. He is. He is completely nuts. And Rev follows this guy. And believes everything that comes out of this man's mouth. And he believes everything that comes out of Shanny's mouth. Does everything that Shanny tells him to do.
Sitchin wrote fiction. Sitchin wrote fiction. I believe that.
All right, then.
How do you translate a language that's not known how to translate? He just read, this is definitely what it means. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know, right?
You probably wrote a sci-fi story like L. Ron Hubbard and Dianetics. You found new religions over this shit. People love personal drama and it's dog shit.
It is.
You got that, folks?
Sorry.
We like doing content.
All personal things will not be answered. You know why they will not be answered?
Why? What's the deal?
You're a stranger.
Wait, could we hear Kevin McAllister one more time tell people the truth?
Yeah, the reason why I don't say anything to you guys about my personal, identity is...
You're a stranger.
Oh my God.
You got that?
Kevin got it right, see?
See?
Am I right?
Can I just get that point one more time?
One more time, Kevin.
You're a stranger.
That's it.
See? Listen to Macaulay.
That's right. He's a good boy. Don't sabotage her weight loss. How could I do that? She barely eats anyway. She wasn't eating much before the Ozempic.
Bull fucking shit. I've seen some of this chick's meals. Rivals anything that I've ever eaten. I'm a healthy eater. Or I was. Man, them tacos are laying on my stomach bad. They really are. I'll be all right, Blue.
Telling people how they should live their life.
I am a person that believes in the freedom of his wife.
Exactly.
If so, you got the whole Salah and Chantal thing, whatever that is, and that's their life. she's free to do whatever the fuck she wants.
Thank you.
I put no limits on her because that's not the way relationships are supposed to
If
work.
people would like to support us, they can. Thank
yes,
you.
absolutely. Thank you for anybody that does, because we really are.
Yes.
I have not gotten one paycheck yet, not one. So we're suffering right now. Once I have my income coming in the way it's supposed to, I will never beg again. You have my word.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to be making enough moolah.
That's
You have my word. Like Jack, you got my word. You see?
Sitchin has a lot of good evidence, and one of the things is that in the ancient Sumerian tablets, they talk about a pyramid that they built. They show a picture of it, and the proportions are precisely that of the Great Pyramid at Giza.
Now, his theories, they've stirred up quite a bit of debate. Scholars, many of them, dismiss his interpretations, but there's no denying that Sitchin's ideas have captivated a wide audience.
God bless you.
People are drawn to the mystery of
thank you for the support.
Extraterrestrial,
Among the
ancient
demons.
myths, hidden planets.
You're an angel
It's
among
quite
the
a story.
demons.
One that Zachariah Sitchin wove.
I believe, and that's why everyone who is a believer getting attacked
That's
so much.
that's right. Especially those like us that are in the public eye.
Exactly.
They're trying to really drive us nuts. Well, guess what? Christ is king.
That's right.
Christ is king. You can't dethrone him, and he's coming back soon to sort all of the dog shit out. Dad's coming back.
That's right.
It's over.
It is. You guys been caught. Sabotaged. You sabotaged yourself, really.
Yes,
You didn't
Michelle.
want to do the good thing.
That's a blessing straight to you from Jesus. Thank you. You're going to be blessed big. I don't know what. We'll see.
Okay. Blue was good enough to furnish me with a little bit of throwback corky this evening. So let's get it on.
Let's have a nice, frank discussion about sex.
No. No. You don't know anything about it. What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
Now, recently I commented on a woman's video in which she was basically throwing herself at anybody and everybody. I replied with a tasteful comment telling her how attractive she was and how she should care about herself more and etc. I basically gave her what she wanted. Attention, affirmation, etc. She replied something along the lines of, "Ew, ew, you're gross." Never mind the fact that this woman is probably in her early 30s.
And you're running her down because she turned you down. I've met guys like you before. Walked up right behind you as you was running me down. As one of them was running me down. I said, "Oh, really? I didn't know that about myself. That's very interesting." He jumped like he'd just been shocked with a cattle prod. And I looked at her, I said, "Don't believe a word that comes out of this man's mouth. He's a gigantic liar." Which is why I wouldn't date him to begin with. She goes, "Yeah, that makes sense." And then we both walked off and went to Gypsies and had some drinks.
Now, see, there's a couple of issues here. Number one, despite the fact that TV and newspapers and magazines tell us that only the tall, wealthy, extraordinarily beautiful people are supposed to have sexual desires, despite that little bit of propaganda from the culture, the reality of it is that every male wants to make love to a woman. That's right, not even make love. Let's just, be tasteful and say every male wants to copulate. And I'm going to say the same thing about every woman. Every woman wants to copulate.
Not so. Not every man and not every woman. Some don't want to be touched. Some have got other things on their mind. Sometimes I just want to see what's on cable first.
If you don't know what that word means, look it up. Although I'm sure most of you will probably know that word. I'm a guy. I'm not going to apologize for my biological imperative, which is to find a woman and breed with her.
When you put it that way, yeah. I don't see why they're not beating down your door. Damn, Corky. Do you think you could be any less romantic? You could have said something like, everyone needs somebody in their life. Where is my somebody? Or something along those lines. It would have made you a sympathetic character. Not this, I'm not going to apologize for my need to breed. Fuck you. Go know yourself.
To produce offspring. I'm not going to apologize for that. Why the hell should I? I've got genitalia just like every other guy. Just like every guy. What's wrong with...
Barely. Barely.
Me being sexually attracted to a woman. Now see, I've had these issues with women in college, where, I had a friend who, he was tall, blonde, gorgeous, hunky stud man who would basically nail a new woman every night, pretty much. He would use the cheesiest lines with women, etc. And he always got laid. I would try some of the same lines with women, and I would get the look of utter, supreme disgust. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm doing the same things this guy is doing. Are these women that fucking shallow?
Yeah.
Seriously. At some point I think, yeah, they have to.
Yeah. All right. Case in point. Me and... I'm not going to tell that story. I'm not going to tell that story. It was fun, though. Anyway, Corky, have you ever stopped to think that you just have a repellent personality? I've seen guys a lot uglier than you get play. And you know why? Because they're charming. They're intelligent. They're witty. They're funny. They know what they want in life. And are not afraid to pursue it. And they support themselves. They don't have to be millionaires. All I ask whenever I was dating, do you have a job? Do you have your own vehicle? All right. And your own place to live. All right. Good enough. Good enough. I'm not a snotty bitch. I've been poor the biggest part of my life.
To be pretty shallow. Now, so you may be asking me, well, Nicholas, what's your idea of somebody who you would deem as worthy of copulating with? Well, first of all, intelligence is sexy. I believe that most sex happens up here in the brain. Yeah, it doesn't help, it doesn't hurt to have a nice body, but
yeah, those things are helpful, Corky. Blue, do you really want me to bust you out like that? Do you really want me to bust you out like that? Exactly. All right then. Hey Todd, how you doing, buddy?
it does help to have a nice body, but I mean, other than that, if I'm just going for a physical body, I might as well buy a blow-up doll from the local porn store. Really.
No, that's not the same, Corky. But then again, for me, a body and a face isn't enough to keep my interest. Because if I sit down to talk with you and you're very good looking and you open your mouth and the dumbest shit comes out of your mouth, deal breaker. Instant deal breaker. I'll be looking at my watch going, oh, look at the time. I just remembered I have a thing. I'll call you Yeah. Bye. Yeah. I'm not swayed by looks. I couldn't care less. If I want to keep you around forever, you've got to have a lot more going for you than just that. Looks are secondary. It's what you got on the inside that I want. And that I go looking for.
I want a woman who I can carry on an intelligent conversation with. And I want a woman who I can trust. Those two things alone, those two things, intelligence and trustworthiness, I'm gonna say it, it knocks most women out of the game immediately. And I'm gonna say the same thing as far as guys. It's gonna knock most guys out of the game immediately, if that's what you're going for. But our culture, our society, once again, TV, newspaper.
Well, Corky, you're unattractive and you're stupid. That's a deadly combo. But that's not a total deal breaker. Now, if you had a sweet personality, no, you don't. You're a bitter, short little man. Never the fuck mind.
Papers, magazines. The only requirements for a relationship is that you have a cool car,
Hello, my mirrors.
lots of money, and a great body. Nothing else matters. So if you don't have a car and aren't a Greek god and don't have Daddy's trust fund to rely on,
Damn.
then you're just not a good niche.
Oh, please.
I really don't get that. I mean, you know, and what's sad is that it's not just teenagers who think this way. I'm seeing people who are my age, in their mid-30s, and they've got the mentality of, if...
Well, look at where you're at. You're in Los Angeles, you idiot. You're in Los Angeles. What do you expect? Expect them to just tilt tit and just give it to you? To just hand you the pussy? No, dude, you gotta have something going for you. You have nothing going for you. You don't even have money. Because money cures anything that's wrong with you. You can be the most obnoxious, self-absorbed jackass on the face of the fucking planet, and people will love you if you have enough coin. But you ain't got that neither. So you're just an obnoxious little turd that takes his frustrations out on everybody around him. And likes to make up shit just for shits and giggles.
If a guy doesn't have a cool car, then he's nourishment 10. Okay, first of all, ladies, I don't want a child. I want a woman. if you're not in control of your own emotions, if you're not intelligent, if you're not aware, if you're not spiritual, if you're not at my level, I don't want anything to do with you sexually. I don't. And you're not doing me a favor by pretending that you do.
At the point where you're at right now, Corky, if I were you, I would take a wet knothole in a tree.
And I'm really sick and tired of these women who, out of their own ignorance, out of their own inability to think, reject me out of hand because I don't have the things that society says I should have. As if having a cool car equates to good character. As if having a great body equates with good character, or having lots of money equates with good character.
No, no. Buddy.
There's no rational basis for that.
See, that's why these things are still relevant, because he still thinks like this. He still thinks like this. Buddy. Come here. Now listen. You're not getting anywhere. Money doesn't make you a good person. It buys you clout. It buys you class. It buys you friends. It buys you acceptance. And it buys love. Or at least rents it. If you're willing to pay enough.
That. And I'm offended by how much human garbage I see out there that chooses to judge me as unworthy when it itself is so far down the totem pole that I'm not even going to give most of it a second glance. And I'm certain a lot of women can say the same thing about guys. But, some people need to raise their standards. Some people need to have realistic standards. The cars, the clothes, the money, those things are going to fade away. Really,
yeah, I think
those
it was.
things will fade away. What matters in a relationship, not just the really great sex, but if you can carry on a conversation with the person before the sex, during the sex, and yes, after the sex. So,
How do you know about all this? How many women you done been with, boy? How many women you been fucking? You've been giving it to them girls real good. With your little 1/4-inch peen. Corky's got a little peen. Corky's got a little peen.
That's my feelings on the subject, and have a nice.
Okay. That was from our friend Salami Nugget. I'm going to share their link. Like, share, and subscribe. They've got all things Corky. Like, share, and subscribe to Salami Nugget. And if you're not subscribed, you should be. Damn it.
Coming soon to a high-end book emporium near you. Thrilling philosophical insights from a permanently unemployed bum from Nebraska. The first novel by author Nicholas C. Bravo, The Corcobury Tales.
So, in my book, the protagonist is the daughter of Lilith and a human male. Yahweh has sex with his wife Asherah, and Yahweh is pissing himself and whining because Abel's about to kill Seth. There's these other entities. They have to be like elves or something. I have to make them humanoid elves. So Yahweh cheated on Asherah and had sex with Gaia and has Eve. They give birth to Adam and Eve, right? Adam and Eve are brother and sister, actually. And I got to figure out who that. Abel runs after Seth because he's like, you little shit, why are you snitching on me? Cain gets expelled because he's a farmer and obsessed with blood. So what happens is Seth finds out about this. Seth runs and tells Cain, oh shit, and Cain's not good at hunting. Well, I'm gonna, since Cain won't give you what he loves most, so Cain picks the most beautiful elf, and he loves her, she loves him, and they're together. And of course, Yahweh wants to act like he has no part in any of this.
Yeah, poetic justice.
And Abel sacrifices the elf girl and just guts her, basically. Her grandfather is actually Yahweh, or something that's close enough to being human. Abel says, I give this sacrifice to Yahweh, a blood sacrifice. I will give you what he loves most. Puts her up on the stone slab and created Lilith, because he's a whiny little bitch. And Cain basically just, stops him, ends up killing Abel. And of course, Yahweh gets pissy and whiny. I don't know what you're talking about DMT about. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway. See, this is why I don't talk about my ideas, is you guys don't want to talk about ideas. You want to talk about people. It's, what's that saying? Small minds talk about people. Well, I'm talking about people too. You're talking about people too. True. I'm lowering myself. Yeah, just ban him or something. Just fucking... We need you to change this in page 25 and this in page 90. Not a problem. Go for it. As long as I get my money. And that's reality. Thank you.
Murder, deceit, God having sex. The Corcobury Tales.
Wow. Well, that's all I've got for now. I want to thank everybody that came out and saw me today. You guys rock. I don't care if you're here for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, or the whole thing. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. You know why? Well, do you? It's because nobody else will. Now, y'all take care, and I will see you in the next one, which will probably be tomorrow after I get home. Bye. Peace.